well. Atmos.
I plugged the mic in, flipped a couple switches and started rhyming. It wasn't right then, but I kept writing, knowing I had to put the time in to earn my stipend. Do your guy a solid one time, subscribe and like this.
Look, I'm not going front like it didn't look exciting to me, like I didn't get caught up in it for a sec too. The idea, like as an engineer, to have my sound that I'm mixing be all around me sounds great. And to be able to declutter things, not by having to carve out certain frequencies here and there, but by being able to just literally space things out, it all sounds incredible. However, not to beat a dead horse, 5.1 sounded incredible, like however many decades ago that was. 7.1, 9.1, all of it sounded incredible. I wasn't around for it, but I'm sure quadraphonics sounded like revolutionary for the time. And I know, scalability, this folds down. It's not it's object based, all that, right? The end user doesn't have to have a 9.1.4 setup to enjoy Atmos. But that's kind of the point, right? Because if the end user doesn't and likely won't ever have a Atmos setup to listen to it on, then why the fuck do I need one to mix it? Like, I paused for a second there because that question actually requires some thought beyond pre-written talking points. Like, I get it. This is different because the end user has it on their phone and has it in their Apple Pods and has it on their TV and has it in their this and their that, right? And none of them have to actually have physical speakers above their head. You know what I'm saying? So if that's the case, why do I have to have them to create this thing? Because I'm going to be real with you. I've had Atmos and spatial and all that stuff on my phone for, I don't know, when did the Galaxy 23 Ultra come out? Right? And every once in a while, I'll be watching like some content on my phone and I'll think somebody is in the other room because I'll hear something that sounds like it's way over there or way over there. Like, it's off-putting. Not once have I experienced that effect coming from my phone and thought, oh, wow, that's cool. Each time it's like, oh, shit, did I forget to lock my door? You know what I'm saying? It's weird on the phone. I never turned it on my TV. And what the car has is not Atmos. I've got one of those multi-speaker all-around Cadillac sound systems. That's not Atmos. You know what I'm saying? And stereo mixes sound the same on that. So, and before the detractors get in, or the attractors, I don't even know what to call it. Am I the detractor? Right? Before y'all hop in, right? I was way into car audio. Way into sound quality car audio. Right? To the point where I was looking at the top world sound quality car audio competitors. You know what the most common winning speaker configuration is in car audio? A lot of these guys take a car like mine that comes with a dozen or more speakers, right? Take all of those speakers out and replace it with a left and right front stage. sometimes a little bit of rear fill specifically to time a line way off to give the illusion of a wider left and right front soundstage and bass. That's it. Look up the winningest sound quality competitors, with the exception of Nathan, I don't want to butcher his last name, Nathan B. The dude who did has the, I think, Harman system that's been winning lately with like a bunch of speakers, but that's a multimedia setup. For music, front, left, and right, and bass. So when you talk car audio and how all these new cars come with all these speakers, yeah, that's true. And the best car audio sound quality competitors in the world tend to want to tear all of them out and replace them with just a front sound stage. Furthermore, as a musician, I don't prepare my music with the idea of me being surrounding the audience. I have imagined the dream of playing a theater in the round and having the audience all surrounding me, right? But me surrounding the audience never was. Maybe I'm not that creative for a musician, right? But a lot of us are kind of narcissistic when it really comes down to it. I've been in enough therapy to admit that. And so really it's about me standing up on the stage and being the center of attention, and y'all looking up at me and me presenting the stage to you, in front of you. And I get it, when you're in a live venue, the sound bounces off the walls and you hear stuff behind you, right? And so if I were making a live recording, setting the reverbs to give the effect that you're in the arena setting, that could be something that Atmos can lend itself to. But to be honest with you, we've been listening to live recordings for a very, very long time. I get sufficient effect. I can hear in the stereo mix that they're in a live space playing, and that's the type of, you can hear it. Go listen to Bob Marley stuff or Jay-Z Unplugged. It sounds live without it being Atmos. You know what I'm saying? And I have one of those Meta Oculus things, and I have fun with that too. And again, when music plays in there, right, depending on what they got set up, but usually you're in like a virtual bar type setting or a virtual club type setting, right? Or virtual, some type of venue type setting. I've had my music that's mixed in stereo played in the metaverse a lot. As a matter of fact, when it was new, I was running around saying I'm the best MC in the metaverse, and wasn't nobody giving me no pushback on that. Go check. You know what I'm saying? My music has been played in there, my stereo mixes, and here's the thing. You're in a virtual club. And so the music sounds like it's coming from the speakers that are set up in the virtual club, just like they would be in a regular club in stereo. And because in the environment you have on this headset and it's tracking your head spatially, it works. While your environment is all around you, the music sounds like it's coming from those speakers that you can see over there. And so if the music was an Atmos mix, that would be weird. See what I'm saying? All of these things lend themselves to, I don't fucking need to buy 12 more speakers as a mix engineer. Like, and it doesn't help that the main people pushing Atmos, don't get me wrong, I love Present Day Production. Those guys have one of my favorite channels, and I'm not going to stop watching and liking. I'm going to stay subscribed. Salute to those guys. But y'all sell speakers. So your opinion on Atmos and whether or not it's a good idea doesn't fucking mean shit. Shut the fuck up. Like, seriously, you're selling speakers. Duh. Of course you're going to be on that side of things. You haven't presented any arguments that anybody else hasn't, though. And then, of course, right? Labels. Major labels are pushing Atmos. That's why the streaming services, Apple Music and Spotify, are dabbling with, oh, you got to have this as the deliverables because major labels pull the strings to get that in motion. And what's the major labels' motivation? Well, let's think about it for a second. Over the last 20 years, and I predicted this about 20-some years ago, major labels have been dying out because technology has advanced such to the extent that I can have some shit like this in my home on a regular middle-class salary. Now, if I needed to buy 12 more of these fucking $1,300 speakers and another fucking $2,600 interface and some more shit, that's a little more out of reach. But you know who can do that? Motherfuckers on major label budgets. And you know what major labels would probably love to have happen? Some type of gatekeeping situation be reestablished to where not anybody can just come in and produce industry quality music out of their fucking bedroom. And so if the main two entities pushing this, again, I'm not beating a dead horse. Now that I really think about it, this horse is still very much alive and running. The main entities who are pushing it are people who are A, selling speakers, and B, just lost their grip on the industry over the last decade or so. What are we, the engineers who benefit from this now open or more open industry, what are we to think? Seriously.